The new PlayStation Showcase arrived today, and with it came new footage from the upcoming Spider-Man 2, the most anticipated game on our channel for sure, and maybe of the entire year. So we're gonna watch this footage, and we're gonna break it down and see what we can learn. But since I don't want to get copyright strict, here's how we're gonna do it. I'm going to just be playing the video, not the audio. I can hear the audio, you guys won't be able to. You'll be hearing stream beats like you are right now, but you will see the video, and I'm going to be playing closed captions so that you can also read what people are saying so you can understand what's going on. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, when I watched this the first time, I actually wasn't entirely sure that this was from Spider-Man. So that's actually an indication of something we'll be talking about as we go along, but the vibe is different, and we're going to talk about that more as it goes. But the vibe for this game is just, it's different, right? You see how intense this already is? Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay, so that's Kraven. He's really strong. Wow. So, I knew that Kraven was gonna be like the main villain of this game. Like, from the first trailer, I heard his voice, I knew it was Kraven. He's talking about hunting and stuff. I was really excited because Kraven is a really good villain when done right. See, now it's like, okay, this is Spider-Man. So this is basically kind of the typical story of Kraven in the comic story. He's like hunting. He's like, I'm out of like stuff to hunt. I'm out of like animals to hunt. Oh, there's this superhero in New York. Let's go hunt him. Essentially. So again, as we can see with this game series, they're being accurate to the comics. And he does like to call it the Great Hunt. I'm actually really excited. Sometimes Kraven can be a joke, but he's definitely not going to be a joke in this game. You can already tell that they're taking him very seriously. I mean, just, oh my goodness. Obviously, you can't hear the audio, but go and watch this footage for yourself and listen to the music and the entire vibe. It is intense, and that's what I'm getting. 6 months later. Okay, so we're just skipping him already being in the city. I wonder if we're going to see him, like, is this going to be a gameplay thing where we skip forward, or is it just for the trailer? Like, we might see him come into the city and Peter get what he's wearing that you'll see in a second. We might see him get that and not just skip to him having it. It's interesting the trailer does it, though. See, look at this, okay? Guys, look. They're not even hiding it. Black suit Spider-Man, symbiote. Oh, wow, look at the UI, by the way. The buttons are different. It's interesting. The HUD is very different. And you see how it's black? Wow. This is honestly giving me... Oh my goodness. This is giving me some Web of Shadows vibes, actually, which is nice. Spider-Man Web of Shadows is still my favorite Spider-Man game. So, if you listen to his voice, Peter is mad. Like, he is barely contained rage, but he is trying to contain it, which I do actually like, that he's not going full, oh, the symbiote's making me evil. He's just like, I'm mad, but I'm trying to hold it in. But you can tell he's being more brutal, and this reminds me of some of the combos from Web of Shadows, honestly. The design is really cool. They didn't just make it the sleek black suit, and it's not like the navy blue, which I like better, like it's like black, but almost blue. But this is just black, and I think it makes sense for this world. It's a bit grittier, a bit more realistic. Now, here's something else that's awesome. We're going to be switching between Peter and Miles during this game. We're going to be playing as both of them. And it's awesome. Okay, so we can already see Peter's kind of like, he's just like not for small talk right now. Wow, he's gliding. Oh my goodness. Guys, that's awesome. That's new. That's new, guys. So Miles can glide now. Oh, they're definitely going to have separate gameplay for them, and they're going to be able to fight differently and stuff. That's going to be awesome. Wow. Okay. So in the story right now, we've already cut to like Kraven being in the city for a while, so which is fine. See, now they're looking for Connors, which is the lizard. So I guess Kraven wants to hunt the lizard. So Kraven didn't just come here to hunt Spider-Man. He came here to hunt anybody who's strong, I guess. But again, you can look at the UI. You can see that there's like 2 different ones, one on the left and one on the right. In fact, let me real quick. You can see, right? One on the left, one on the right. One is L1, one is R1 to use your different abilities. So they're giving us more special abilities and gadgets. And it looks like for Peter, they're going to use the symbiote for abilities, which is nice. We can kind of have extra abilities like Miles. But I have a feeling that it's not going to last the entire game. But even with Miles' UI, it's not as colorful with the finishers. Wow, that's nice. That's clean. Wow, look how fast they're taking people out. It's awesome. They're not doing a whole, oh, we're going to make you weak again. You have to earn your abilities. Like, no, you're already powerful. You're just going to get to become more powerful as the game comes on, or like more skilled. And I really like that. Kind of like the way Jedi Survivor did it. Didn't take away your force powers. You just like learn to use them even better. Now, here's another thing about the aesthetic of this game. You saw it on the door that Miles pulled up, like the garage-looking door, and you can see it here. This is dark, this is gritty, and it's Connors, right? Who is the Lizard? The Lizard is not always like a murdering maniac in the comics. Sometimes he's just more like a rampaging kaiju, but like a small one, right? And sometimes he's more in control of his mind, sometimes he's not. But this is full Beast Connors. If you look at that door and you look at the floor, there's blood. Like, there's blood everywhere. Like, you're gonna see it. Like, look at this. I guess that's fish, which is how they kind of get away with it. But, like, they're not afraid to show some blood. Like, they want you to be scared. They want this to be creepy. Okay. Oh. So what is that? He molted? Yes. So he's like an out-of-control monster. Look at that. Look at that aesthetic. They are not hiding the fact that Peter's supposed to be like a monster right now. Oh, so he hadn't seen the costume before. Looks like he just got this recently. So he told Genki Peter's identity. I wonder how long it's been since Miles's game. So I don't think you're gonna be able to switch between red suit and black suit with Peter. I think you're just gonna have it or not have it depending on what's going on in the story. I don't think you're gonna be able to freely change between it, because you can change between him and Miles, and that's enough gameplay variety. I think you're just gonna have the black suit when you have it and the red suit when you have it. So, okay. They're hunting Connors, which, by the way, again, he's big. He's a monster in this. Did he just say, let's rewind that? Yeah, he did say that. Harry's dying. So that's a big part of what this game's gonna be about, right? We know that from the first game. If you did all the labs and stuff, can't lose Connors. Harry's dying. He's the only one that can help. So he doesn't even care that much about saving Connors. He wants to save Harry. So a big part of the story of this game, Kraven's going to be hunting people at the same time that Peter has the black suit because Oscorp developed it to try to save Harry. And I'm guessing he discovered that and he knows that Harry's dying now. So he needs to cure Harry, which is probably why he has the black suit. And so we all know how that goes. And we saw Venom in the trailer. So Venom's going to show up. Is it going to be Harry or is it going to be Eddie Brock? Who knows? I don't think we see evidence in this trailer of it being either one. I hope they still go with Eddie and Harry's just an innocent victim, but it seems like they might go with Harry. Ooh, money shot. Money shot. There's Kraven. Wow, and Connors is fast. Both of them. Oh, get down, get down. Oh my. See, he's not even like just all rage because he's Peter, but he is mad. Oh wow, he is getting madder. Like this is intense. Like he's literally like, poison clouds, that all you got? Okay. Wow, look at these set pieces. Oh, he can glide too? That's awesome. Okay. Whoa. Yo, that's legit. Okay, so one thing I am noticing is that like the action pieces are more cinematic. There's still gameplay, but it's almost like Uncharted where like there's a lot of like action happening and it's almost movie-like, but you're still participating, and that's cool. All right, so they're calling each other Spider-Man. They're helping each other. Whoa, okay, he's in the water. He's in the water. They're both in there. So they're still trying to hunt Connors, and there he is. Whoa, okay. Woo. Wow, look how big he is. He is huge. He is legitimately huge. Look at him. He is a monster. Okay, the music's pretty tight. I know you can't hear it, but it's pretty tight. See, look at this. Again, look at this. More action set pieces. Like in Spider-Man, we got the whole helicopter chase with Mr. Negative, right? In Miles, we got the opening scene with Rhino. And I don't remember a lot of other like action sequences in the game. So what I'm hoping is that we get a lot more scenes like this. Like this is an action sequence like that. Like the Rhino chase and the helicopter chase, where it's like a lot of quick time events, a lot of like action, a lot of suspense, like cinematic things going on. And you're not like straight game playing, but you're also not straight watching a cutscene. It's like a mixture of both. And I love this. I really enjoy this. And I definitely want to see multiples of these in the game, and not just like this, not just like the one big one and that's kind of it. I want to see this happening a lot. Not the whole game, but like a good bit. See, this is fun. And the PlayStation 5 can handle it, so you know. They said 1, 2, and 3, not 31. Closed captioning is not perfect. It's nice to see them working together, though. But also, it doesn't look like Peter cares about the carnage he's causing that much. So it's interesting, like, the suit is sleek, but you can still kind of see, like, the, like, hardened liquid of the symbiote, like, in the kind of more, like, veinier sections on the sides of, like, his legs and a little bit of the torso. So it still looks alien, right? Or, you know, bioengineered. I don't know if it's going to be alien in this game. I think Oscorp made it to heal Harry in this universe. Wow. So Peter's mad because he wants to save Harry, but it's also the symbiote affecting him. Not at all. Oh, man. All right. Okay, so let's talk about some things. Okay, first of all, coming out in the fall, we already knew that. I'm going to go back a little bit because I just want to talk about the aesthetics of this game, right? So a lot of the times we wonder if it's going to be better, if it's going to be bigger, right? So like I would say that in terms of theme and storytelling, Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man game are basically the same, and then the only thing that's different is that you're playing as Miles and the game's a bit shorter. They're both going to be big parts of the story, which is nice. It's a full-length game for both of them. But again, look at all of this, right? So from the very beginning, the aesthetic, it's darker, it's grimmer. What do I want to say? It's grainier, it's grimier. It's grimier. Like, look how dark this is. Look at the aesthetics. It's like... It's intense. It's not like superhero fun like Spider-Man or even Miles. Look at this. Look how tall he is. Look how strong he is, how fast he is. This guy is a villain. Look at this, okay? Look at this. Just watch. He's holding him up by one hand with his neck. He has super strength. He has powers in this. Kraven doesn't always have powers, but he does here. And he just chokes him to death. Oh, he snapped it. Yo, he snapped it. Look at this. Okay, they are not afraid to be brutal and intense. So that's the direction they're heading in this game. Okay, it's not gonna be like rated M intense, right? We're not gonna get there, but This game, like, if you look at the aesthetics and the story they're telling, and just even the anger in Peter's voice, the black suit, Kraven, everything, they're adding a lot of dark elements. So a lot of the times we see this in movies too, right? Like in a trilogy, the second one is like the dark one, right? You know, so like the first movie is the origin, the second one is kind of like the dark one, and the third one is like the conclusion where the heroes get to win, like, right? You know, we see that in Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back was really dark. We've seen it in a lot of like trilogies. We've seen it in a lot of trilogies of movies and even games too, right? It's a fun structure to follow. It works. And so they're really going for the darkness in this second game, because they did not like make Kraven a joke. Sometimes he is more of a joke, right? Because Spider-Man can beat him easily because he doesn't actually have any powers sometimes in the comics, right? And in other media, right? Like Web of Shadows, Kraven's more... No, not Web of Shadows, sorry. Shattered Dimensions. Kraven's more of a joke in that game. He's not here. He's a serious threat. He is a real villain. He is dark. He is big. He is scary. He is strong, right? And we cut to 6 months later, which again, I think in the game we might see what happens between those 6 months. They're not going to just skip the Peter having the black suit. We're going to see him get it. I doubt we're going to not see him get it, and I doubt we're not going to see Kraven come. Unless they cut forward and then do flashbacks, but I would rather just kind of see it happen linearly. But we cut to 6 months later, right? And so Kraven's already here with an army hunting people. And then boom, Peter busts out of this basement. Black suit. So Miles later on says new threads. So he could have just gotten it in that house, or Miles just hasn't seen it yet. But look at these buttons, okay? Let's look at these buttons real quick. If you look at it, none of these buttons scream to me switching to the red suit. So I think the story will dictate whether Peter has his normal suit on or the symbiote suit on, and you're not gonna get the switch in between, which is kind of a bummer, but I think also makes sense because, like, story reasons, right? The story is king. That's what's most important here. Gameplay is very important in the game, but story is also super important. But look how brutal Peter's fighting, by the way. And I really love this. I really love how the symbiote is brutal. And look, even this is intense. You didn't see that in, like, the first game, man. You didn't see that. Look at this. Okay, we see some similar combat in the first game, except for these cinematic shots, right? These cinematic finishers, which can be happening more often because it's PlayStation 5. But just look how brutal this is. Look at this. If there's one thing I can say about this second game, that it's going to be dark, it's going to be brutal, and you're going to feel powerful, but you're not always going to feel good about it. Just look at that. Look how quickly he takes them out. And even somebody who's not being corrupted by a symbiote, like if we go to Miles later, let's watch this, all right? Let's watch this gameplay right here. Boom. Look at these shots. I gotta say, I love these finishers. They are way better than the other games. But look how quickly he took all of them out. So you are powerful in this game. Again, like I said before, they're not going to nerf you so you can, like, learn all your powers again. They're like, no, you're already powerful, and you get to become more powerful. All right? So, and then look, we go through this creepy area, and I think the whole game is going to feel like this. It's going to be a darker story, which means it's also going to be very emotional. The first game was super emotional, even though, for the most part, like, a lot of bad stuff happened, but the vibe, the mood, right? The thematic theme, or the thematic mood of the game was still bright and superhero-y. This feels dark. We are going to go to some dark places in this game, and honestly, I'm here for it. I wonder how brutal they're gonna get with Connors. They can do a lot of brutal stuff if they just cut away, you know what I mean? And it'll be interesting to see a more experienced Miles, but also to see the even more experienced Peter, right? But I think the symbiote is a way to, like, give Peter extra powers to kind of, like, have as much gameplay potential as Miles, at least for a big chunk of the game. And then I guess they're going to have to come up with something when he inevitably gets rid of the suit. There's no way that he still has the suit at the end of this game. He never does, because it makes him brutal. It makes him darker. It brings out his darker tendencies. And I don't think they're going to leave that on the table at the end of this game. See, look, he did not know that Peter had this new suit, and Peter doesn't even acknowledge it. So, you hear it? Okay, let's see if we see him. Okay, whoa, you see that? Look at it. Okay, wow. You just see him, he's fast, he's big, So obviously we're going to fight a lot of villains. Are there going to be any returning villains? Who knows? But they already have 2 new villains, right? Kraven the Hunter and Lizard. Also, Harry's coming back. He may or may not be Venom, which I don't care about it either way as long as they make Venom really good. I like Eddie Brock as Venom because he is Venom, right? But as long as Venom is the way Venom should be, I'm not going to be too mad about it. Anything's better than Dean DeHaan's Green Goblin in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, let's be honest. So again, we see this whole section is like that, like half cutscene, half gameplay. That like cinematic gameplay is what I want to call it. That's the best way I can describe it. And we even have some of that fun, like, campy superhero, like, oh, people living their random lives. And there's the superhero battle that we've been watching. We cut away from it to see normal people, and then, like, we cut back to the action, right? See, like, Peter is more interested right now in fighting than he is in saving people. So you know the symbiote is affecting him. And plus he's mad because his best friend Harry is dying, and Kraven, just because he wants to hunt people, is like potentially stopping Harry from being saved if he gets Connors and kills him, right? So there's a lot at stake here. Okay. Oof. See, and he's ignoring all of that right now because he's just mad. Like, when Peter gets mad, Peter gets mad. Like, even when Peter doesn't have the symbiote, when Peter gets pissed, watch out, okay? There is nothing scarier than a pissed off Peter Parker. I do not care. Like, no, that is not cap. Like, there are characters that are built on rage, right? But there is nothing scarier than a pissed off Peter who's not making quips, who is silent as he is fighting. Also, let's go back to this scene because I just want to point this out, okay? Look how big. Look how big he is. That is huge. That's gonna be a freaking awesome boss battle. I'm excited for that, for sure. All right, so we see that. Of course, we keep going, right? There's civilians. And here's the thing. Peter, even though the symbiote's affecting him, if we watch this section, he's still saving civilians, right? But he has barely contained rage. 1 second, let me start playing this again. Sorry, my alarm went off. Stupid alarm. Let's try that again. So we look here and we look at this scene. Like, Peter is still ostensibly saving people, but he's definitely not as interested in that. He is interested in getting the bad guys right now. And so it's definitely affecting him. So we all love a good symbiote story, right? Leading the Venom, right? Okay. Actually, he's not really even saving people. He's not really caring about the damage he causes. He is literally just trying to, like, get what he wants right now. So it's going to be very interesting to see, like, how it affects his relationships, you know, how deep they're going to go into the anger part of it. I'm very interested in seeing it. And so the symbiote has to be a living being or it wouldn't affect Peter's mentality like that. It can't just be like, you know, an automatic suit, right? Like, it's definitely sentient. So the question is, did Oscorp find the symbiote or did they make it? I always like it better when they stick to the comic roots and make Venom an alien because it makes more sense how it, like, would affect somebody's mind and how it has a consciousness inside of it, the symbiote, right? And we know this series is very faithful to the comics, right? To the comics version of Peter Parker, of Spider-Man, and of Miles too. So hopefully they keep going. Hopefully they keep going. My thoughts. I am super excited for Spider-Man 2. We're 100% playing it on the channel. I'm going to buy it. I'm probably even going to pre-order it. Like, I was going to do that regardless. But this footage made me even more excited. And I do think that Kraven's going to be the main villain. And while all that's happening, Peter's going to be trying to save Harry's life. And he's going to be frustrated from that. And the symbiote's going to make him even madder. And he's going to get all brutal and stuff. And he's going to get rid of the symbiote. And it's going to create Venom. And I think we're going to end up having to, like, do 2 versus 2. So it's going to be Miles and Peter at the end fighting Venom and Kraven at the same time, and also, like, probably Kraven's army. That would be such an epic conclusion. Hopefully Venom's not Harry. I would love it to be Eddie Brock. If it is Harry, I get it. They're kind of setting it up that way. It would be a big departure from the comics, and I could see them doing it, but they've been pretty faithful to the comics so far. Either way, that won't bother me too much as long as it's good. We know these games are wonderful. They're amazing. The first game had an excellent story. I expect that out of this one too. And I hope it's not the last one. And I definitely hope they don't kill Peter. Like, I want to keep this like dynamic of him and Miles working together around, because we don't see that a lot. And I really like it. So I hope they keep going with that with this universe. And maybe there'll be some kind of hint or cameo from Wolverine, since Insomniac is making the Wolverine game. And there was also in that trailer, if you go back and look at it, there was already an Easter egg for the Hulk. And so maybe we'll see cameos for those. We know the Avengers exist in the Spider-Man universe. I'm really excited about it. And if there's one thing that we learned definitively, is that this game is going to be dark. So if you want a darker Spider-Man story, look forward to this game. I'm definitely going to be playing it on stream. So that is the footage, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Game strong, live strong, and be as daring as a dinosaur. Peace out.